In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Wecreat Vision. This is a 20-watt diode laser engraver that is packed full of features, some of which I have never seen before in a hobby-level laser engraver. It is an FDA certified Class 1 laser. That means that it is fully enclosed and there's no chance of being exposed to the laser light while the machine is in use. So gone are the days of having to use the big ugly green glasses while laser engraving. The Wecreat Vision has a working area of 420 millimeters by 290 millimeters and it has a maximum speed of 600 millimeters per second. The maximum Z-axis height is 100 millimeters, and when you remove the bed, that maximum increases to 140 millimeters. The large Z-axis height is possible due to the auto lifting feature of the machine, which I will go to more later in this video. The sides, bottom, and frame of the machine are all constructed out of metal, and the top is see-through and is made from orange laser protective plexiglass. The Wecreat Vision also has a 12 megapixel camera built into the top. This allows you to align your engravings and workpieces in the software and eliminates all the guesswork out of lining up your engravings. The Wecreat Vision is pretty much plug and play right out of the box. Other than plugging in the power supply and hooking up the exhaust hose and air pump, there isn't much that needs to be put together or assembled. This laser engraver uses the Make It software from Wecreat, which can be downloaded for free from the Wecreat website. The machine is supposed to be compatible with Lightburn, but for this review, I will be using the Make It software. And before I continue, I do want to point out that Wecreat did send me this product for the purpose of making this video, but they are not paying me, and they are not paying me for my opinion. This video is 100% my honest opinion on this product. And if you're thinking about purchasing one of these laser engravers for yourself, head on over to the Wecreat webpage and use the discount code MAKINGSTUFF to get $100 off your purchase of a Wecreat Vision. So let's start by taking a look at what comes in the box. Along with the laser engraver, you get a power supply. The power supply powers the laser engraver and all of the accessories that can connect to it. Next is an air pump. This plugs into the back of the laser engraver and it only powers on when the laser engraver is in use. It also comes with an air hose. It also comes with a USB cable, but this is only to do the initial setup on the Wecreat Vision because once the machine is set up, it can be controlled 100% with Wi-Fi. There is a Wi-Fi antenna that mounts to the back. It also comes with a hose to hook up to the exhaust port. This will vent all of the smoke and fumes out of the shop. It also came with a couple of pieces of basswood and these sample test pieces. Then last but not least, there is a bag full of miscellaneous tools and a few parts. That's all that comes with the base model laser engraver, but they do have two upgrades you can purchase. One is a rotary attachment and the other is an air purification system. The engraver that I am reviewing today comes with the rotary attachment and this little stand to help stabilize your workpieces, but it does not have the air purification system. Okay, so I have got the Wecreat Vision all set up and ready to go. The only thing I've done is I've plugged in the power supply and hooked up the air pump. And when I first turn the machine on, you can see that it starts to rise, and that is the auto lift feature of this laser engraver, and it's also how it focuses the laser. I've already downloaded and installed the Make It software onto my notebook computer, so let's take a look and see how easy it is to get started with the Wecreat Vision. So let's start a new project. For this project, I will be using 3mm basswood that I have already loaded into the machine. Now I'm going to click on the new project button here in the upper right-hand corner. And what the laser engraver is doing right now is taking a picture of the work area inside. And as you can see, here is the picture of that 3mm basswood that I have just loaded into the machine. Next, I'm going to confirm that the material is set to 3mm basswood. If you look right here, it is set to 3mm basswood, and that's good because the software now knows the material and the thickness of what I am working with. Next, I am going to load my Making Stuff logo into the software and then resize it and then move it up here to the upper left-hand corner and then draw a rectangle around it because I want to cut this logo out of the wood. I don't want to just engrave it. I want to cut it as well. So there's my rectangle and my logo, and it is placed in the upper left-hand corner of the workpiece. Next, I want to make sure that my rectangle is going to be cut. I don't want to engrave a rectangle, I want to cut it. So I'm going to go down here and select my rectangle and then look, and you can see it is already set to cut, and it is set for this 3mm basswood at 100% power and 7 millimeters a second. Now again, I also want to make sure that my logo is engraved and not cut. So I'm going to select it by clicking on the logo. Now I could have also selected the image right here, but here it is saying it is a bitmap engrave, which is what I want. And if you look right here, there is a preview window. And if I click on this preview window, this is a nice feature of this Make It software. It shows this grid on the screen with all of the different speeds and powers, and then it shows you the result that you will get. So I want a dark engraving on my workpiece here. So I'm going to select, let's say this one right here, the 100 millimeters a second at, we'll just go ahead and say 100% power. And when I click on the square here, it loads those settings. So if we see right here, we've got 100 millimeters a second and 100% power. So it loaded those settings from that grid automatically into my project. So next I want to move my project all the way up to the upper right-hand corner. So I'm going to select all, and let's move it up here. Well, let's move it to the left-hand corner. We'll move it to the upper left-hand corner here, as close as I can get it to the edge. And now I'm going to click on autofocus right here at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So when I click on the autofocus button, you can see the machine start to go up and down, and this is the auto lift feature of the Wecreat Vision. And what it is doing right now is setting the focus of the laser. It's all automatic with this machine. There is no more manually setting the focus of your laser engraver. It's just all automatic with the Wecreat Vision. So the only thing left to do now is send my project over to the laser engraver and click that start button. All right, so here's that engraving. It doesn't look too bad other than the laser is a little hot. You can see it's really dark and there's like a little smoky outline, like a shadow around all of the letters. So let me dial it down a little bit. Let's try it again and see how well it works. Okay, so I ran another one off camera and this is the look I was going for. Definitely scaling back the laser power and speed definitely did the trick. It's not burnt, there's no smoke around the letters, and you can see all of the fine detail and lines and everything in the engraving. So yeah, scaling it back definitely did the trick. Okay, so let's move on to something else, something that's a little bit more fun to engrave than just a Making Stuff logo in plywood. Let's try some tumblers. I got these tumblers on Amazon and they're supposed to work really well with laser engravers. And I bought a dozen of them and it turned out to be about between $7 and $8 a tumbler. That's not bad for a bunch of cheap tumblers. They are stainless steel and they are powder coated. So let's see how well the Wecreat Vision will engrave on these. And if this is something you're interested in trying out, I will put links to them down in the description of the video. And to engrave on those tumblers, I'm going to have to use the rotary attachment. You can see I have this one installed right here on the side of the machine. It was a real simple install. It probably didn't take me 30 seconds to install it. There's just 2 screws on each end, and you just place it on here, tighten those screws down, plug this cable in, and you're done. And to make things easier to see on the camera in the software, I'm going to place this piece of plywood right here on the bottom, and you will see why this is necessary here in just a second. Okay, so next I'm going to install the tumbler in the rotary attachment. I'm just going to slide it in here, and then I'm going to use this chuck key to tighten it down, keep it nice and secure and snug. And then I'm going to take the little stand here and put it on the opposite end. That's going to support this end. And then last but not least, take the included level that comes with the machine and make sure that this tumbler is level, and it is. So now it's ready to engrave. Now I'm going to go back into the software and click on New Project, and it's going to take a picture of the inside of the machine, and you're going to see why I put that plywood in there. Because this black tumbler would not have shown up on the black background. Putting that piece of plywood in there made it much easier to see. Now I'm going to go up here in the upper right hand corner and click on Laser Cylindrical. And then we're going to tell it the material we're using. We are now using stainless. And if I click on stainless, you can see right here it has stainless steel tumbler black. I'm going to choose that. And then I need to put the perimeter of the tumbler in. Now I've measured this tumbler with the tape measure that comes with the machine, and it is 272 millimeters. And when I click on refresh, you can see now I have an updated picture of the inside of the screen. So I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see right here at the top it says non-working area. That's because this is where the rotary attachment is located, and the laser head will not move into this area. So we want to make sure that everything that we want to engrave is below that area. So now I'm going to come over here and install my logo into this, and I'm not going to install a Making Stuff logo. Let's do something cool like an AC/DC Back in Black logo. Now, the logo is on the screen, but I want to point out to you here, from this point to this point represents one complete revolution around the tumbler. So this logo would pretty much wrap all the way around the tumbler. This is not what I want. I want to be able to see this without having to rotate it. So I'm going to size this down just a little bit to about a little less than half. That's about half a rotation. It's actually a little less than half a rotation. Let's go just a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. Let's zoom in to make this a little bit easier to see. And then I'm going to place this right about there. Now, the last thing I need to do is set my power on the laser. So I'm going to do that by clicking on the preview like I did before. And I want a bright finish. So I'm going to select right here in the upper right hand corner, which would be 250 millimeters a second at 100% power. And if we go over here, you can see that it is now 250 millimeters a second at 100% power. I am going to change the line density to 200 because that will give me a little bit more resolution on the engraving. So now all I need to do is send this over to the laser engraver, smash that start button on the front, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes off the laser, and I know it looks like it's probably burnt, but this is actually soot, and it's nothing a little all-purpose cleaner will not take care of. So let me go clean this off, and then we will take another look at it. All right, and that's what it looks like after it's been cleaned up. That's not bad if you ask me. This is a really rockin' tumbler, and right now it is my favorite tumbler. So if you'd like to save $100 off the purchase price of a Wecreat Vision, be sure and use the discount code MAKINGSTUFF. I've got links to their website down in the description. So the Wecreat Vision has turned out to be an awesome little machine. I like how it's fully enclosed. Now I don't have to worry about laser light escaping the machine while I'm using it. I also like that camera that's in the lid. The ability to be able to take pictures of my workpiece and position my work exactly where I want it. That's really awesome. And I also like that auto lift feature because now I don't have to worry about focusing the laser each time I want to engrave something. There's really only one negative thing that I could say about the machine, and it's really not that big of a deal, but sometimes the cable that runs to the laser diode, it will rub up against the edge of the X-axis, and maybe over time, it would fray this cable. If you look at mine, there's already a mark on it, but this isn't really that big of a deal, and it's also an easy fix. All in all, I'm really satisfied with this machine. So I hope you liked my review of the Wecreat Vision. If you did, please smash that like button and give me that big thumbs up. And if you aren't a subscriber, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell so you don't miss any more upcoming Making Stuff videos. And thanks for watching.